So what's up?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. I'm going antiquing after this, which will be fun. Just it's a beautiful day out. Beautiful day to look at old shit.
Yeah. I am realizing that my mic is very precariously positioned on my lap currently. Will I apologize for any technical difficulties you may be experiencing in the audience for this one. We're running this one a little raw. So Neve and I are going to. We are currently at her parents' house, her childhood home in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
We drove here last night. It was 6 hours. We then we're here for 2 days. Neve's parents already left for Maine, but tomorrow Neve and I will go to their place where they go every year for a week around this time of year in Maine. And be there until Friday, at which point Neve and I will be driving down to New Jersey so that on Saturday we can see Straight Late Manifesto playing at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park. And by the time you're hearing this, all of this has already transpired, which is very fascinating. Like, by the time you hear this, I will be, like, recovering from having done all of this travel. Because I'm driving... We have done the first of, like, 3 6-hour drives that we have to do.
Yeah.
God. Sorry, I'm very sorry about the microphone, because it is literally just... I don't have a desk set up in here or anything. It's on my fucking lap.
Yeah. It's all good. Look, this is we're the MacGyvers of podcasting.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of, I just realized that I need to take a quick moment because I need to sign up for shifts next week, because there's now open signups for all the shifts of tutoring next week.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Let's see. Okay, well, all the shifts have been taken. So, I'm working 6 hours next week.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll be able to get partial unemployment because they can't give me enough hours. And then I've got a real job-ish starting up in July.
Right on. You gotta love a real job.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, gig economy is... I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
No.
I got this job, like, according to the interviews that I did, I got this job on May 12th.
Sure.
You may be noticing that by the time you're hearing this episode, it is June 26th.
Yes.
And my first day of work is June 19th, which is a fascinating amount of time gap between starting a job and actually starting a job.
Right. Yeah, the closest I've ever gotten to, like, gig economy kind of stuff was, like, contract work, short-scale contract work.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that too. Yeah.
Right. Which, I mean, is, like, it feels about as precarious as employment should be allowed to get,
Yeah.
The fact that we invented an even more precarious form of employment.
Right, because, like, at least with contract work, like, most of the time it's like you're either working with someone within state lines or you are working with a single person across state lines, and you have to handle that. And you do not have to deal with this, like, weird-ass boondoggle of, like, okay, we are a decentralized employer, our employees are spread out all across the country, so we have to be really fucking weird about this one.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, the part of the contract and the contract work is that you're guaranteed work for an amount of time. It's very limited, and you're not going to get any benefits, but at least you're going to have income for, like, a week, a month, Yeah,
the only reason I was able to concretely lock down hours next week is because the new tutors got to sign up first this week, and next week we sign up on Thursday, and then the week after we sign up on Friday. So hopefully I'll have something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Anyways, tutor.com. Please come study under me and learn some great shit about K through 12 mathematics. I have to get fingerprinted for this shit too. I'm getting fingerprinted for a 6-hour-a-week job. And I mean, I get it. I have to do it because I'm working with K through 12. I'm not working with college students like I have been over the past year.
Totally.
But also, like, you're gonna make me get fucking fingerprinted for 6 hours of work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does seem excessive.
This is not me saying I should not have to be fingerprinted for this. This is just me saying, if I'm going to get fingerprinted you should at least jerk me off about it.
Like, make it worth your time. Yeah.
Right. Like, come on, give me 10 hours at least. If I'm getting my digits all inky, like, come on.
Right. No, that's absolutely correct. Look, there's no justice in labor, but there is justice in podcasting.
There's justice in the little town of Stepford.
Yes, there certainly is. So, yeah, why don't we get into it?
Yeah. Welcome to Fear Baiting, everyone. It's your number one Don't Worry, Darling podcast. I'm your host, Harry Tomlinson, or whatever the fuck his name is, Harry Styles.
Oh, bless your heart. That's so funny. Oh, yeah. Nope. That's you. I'm
American. You can tell because I'm doing a great American accent.
Oh God. Don't Worry, Darling. So I'm Blair also. Don't Worry, Darling is a movie that we have no reason to cover on the show.
But I want to.
I have so many things to say about that film. It made me insane. It made me absolutely insane. Because I just remade, like, anyway.
The thing is that, like, that and the 2004 Stepford Wives really poisoned the well on this, like, concept for me. Because I was like, oh, okay, this must just be, like, a kind of rote concept if both these movies have based themselves on it and not been very good.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just kind of was like, well, they made two bad movies, and they've never done that for a movie that was, like, good at the start. Like, you know, the Friday the 13th or Halloween sequels don't exist at all.
Right.
But I was just like, yeah, okay, I guess they just don't know how to make a good one of those.
Yeah.
Fucked up. So I kind of had low expectations going into this one.
No, for sure. The only reason I was, like, somewhat optimistic is because it was originally, like, it was based off a book originally, so there was, like, a source material that, you know, I don't know, was the first to come, like,
and, like,
so, yeah.
I was doing a bit of research about this one also because I was like, and learning that the guy who wrote it, Ira Levin, I believe is his name, was, like, a Jewish guy that was in part basing this off of, like, the conformity that he saw people adhering to, like, a commentary on somewhat Holocaust times, like, that he'd lived through. Because this movie was, like, out in 75, and I think the book was, like, 71, I want to say?
Yeah, it was, like, 72,
and
71,
Levin's old enough to have lived through that.
Right, absolutely.
And that kind of made a lot more of it click in my head, I think, as to why this one was good and not bad. Like is it Nicole Kidman in the 2004 one?
Yes, it is indeed Nicole Kidman. Her big smiling face is right on the cover, so it's no, I never saw the 2004 one, and it was
one of those movies that played on FX all the time, which is so weird because, like, FX's movies were like, it was like, you know, Cradle to the Grave, Triple X, you know, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, just like kind of like dad dude action movies.
For sure. Yeah, but I guess from what I gather from the vibes of how you're describing it, I guess the 2004 Stepford Wives is like sort of like, here's a feminist
black
movie
comedy.
The dudes will like, you know.
It's a black comedy. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's if this movie 1975 had been made verbatim in 2004, the commentary would have been very just roll your eyes, of course, stuff.
Right.
But like, instead of like adapting to that, they just kind of did bad comedy, from what I can recall. It's been a long time since I've seen what of it I have seen. But
sure. But instead we watched the original, the 1975 version of the Stepford Wives. And
Yeah.
while like definitely more into the sort of like horror elements, I was like, I mean, and not that like surprised because it like was listed as a satire in a way, you know?
Right.
Right. But
Right, but
like,
it's very satire that is lacking a lot of comedic elements,
right.
if that makes any sense. Like it's
It's like
commentary, much more commentary than it is like, you know, up and down like jokey joke satire.
right. I would say like the dialogue writing is like has its like very funny moments, but it just reads as like charming character writing more than like it's still like you're still supposed to be kind of like very unsettled by everything that's happening around you, not sort of just being like, oh, this is so silly and ridiculous and over the top and absurd, you know?
This is so hashtag cottagecore.
Right. It's way more like this. There's something like kind of, I mean, not kind of existential, like literally existential, like unsettling and scary about all the circumstance that's happening. So I don't know. I was so. I mean, you were like, this movie rocks. I watched it. I was like, this movie rocks. I watched it again last night with my girlfriend. She was like, "This movie rocks. This movie rocks, guys. It just rocks. It just rocks."
Like it's not the commentary is not anything that you have not heard before. Like yes, the way, you know, men have like, you know, the men love like women that are subservient to them, of course, but it's like, I don't know. This was in '75. It was like in the, because like, you know, the women's lib movement really started in earnest in like the '60s or so, right? And so
Right.
this has had like about 15 years of like pressure cooking. So like again, not exactly like crazy on the cutting edge for this, but like there is a real bite to this that I was not anticipating.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like the men in this just get to be so unilaterally without an asterisk. They get to be so unilaterally evil with no asterisk,
Yeah.
and like there's no, and it's just like men are the fucking worst, and it's just like I don't know. It's hard to when you write a movie about men are the fucking worst in 2020, you get Promising Young Woman,
Yeah.
and. God, I feel like I want to do a bonus episode on that one movie. It's not a horror movie, but I watched it last year when I was prepping for a colonoscopy, and it was the second worst thing that happened to me that day. The only thing that was worse was the fact that I spent 2 hours voiding my bowels while watching the movie on Netflix on my
Absolutely.
Switch.
Yep.
Well, no, on Hulu on my Switch, because Netflix doesn't have a fucking Switch app, because the Switch is a fucking joke console for farts. But yeah, no, this movie was just like, I was very surprised at so much of it, and it's also just like really well put together. On top of that, like,
Yeah.
I cannot remember her name. The lead actor, Paula Prentice, is also like phenomenal in this. Like she is.
Yeah, Paula Prentice is great. Catherine Ross, I believe, is the lead.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, Joanna. She and Paula Prentice together just made me so fucking like horny that it made me look stupid. Like it's just. Because they're wearing such like their outfits feel like almost like they're wearing these like crop top, like these tied off crop tops with like, you know, no bra and anything, and it's like it's obviously like dolled up or like drummed up a bit to counteract like to be standing in opposition to like the extreme housewife 50s shit of the Stepford Wives.
Right. Absolutely.
But also they just look really fucking good in it.
They do.
I'm in love with Paula Prentice's like octagonal or whatever glasses that she has at certain points in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the costume design, I mean, I was really, really, really like enjoying. Yeah, because it is, and it's so funny because like a lot of the Stepford Wives per se are like dressed very conservatively. Like they're not dressed in like 60s house dresses. They're like kind of in like all like little frocks, you know? Yeah.
Right. They're all what the function? They're all like June Cleaver like type fits. It's and yet they all feel like it's very homogenized, and yet they all feel like somewhat distinctly dressed, which I was just very impressed by. Like they like it is. I have a very hard time identifying people just by faces.
Sure.
I don't think that I have propagnosia, but like if I found out that I did, I'd be like, that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
But it's very easy to like distinguish the characters, despite the fact that they like I don't know. They have very similar attire, and yet it is never really a question of like who is this person, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's styling. There's just so much going on with the styling there.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
really sets them apart. Yeah. Yeah.
But we should get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, like,
We
basically... Oh, yeah,
we start in the Big Apple, New York City, baby. Well, actually, no, I actually wrote a full synopsis for this. I wrote this out. I was prepared ahead of time. I just forgot about it because it's at the bottom of my sheet. So, all right, here we go. So, Joanna Eberhardt and her husband Walter move with their kids from the Big Apple to Stepford, Connecticut, where they move into a kitschy suburban community run in part by its men's association, of which Walter becomes a member shortly after they arrive. Joanna doesn't like said association's patriarchal grip on the town and tries to start a women's liberation chapter with her friend Bobby to little effect. They eventually find that most of the subservient housewives in the town used to themselves be proponents of women's rights, and Joanna quickly finds herself without allies after Bobby's personality changes to match the other women in the community overnight. Joanna uncovers that all the women in town have been disposed of and replaced with the robots who perform the ideal wife duties, and when she confronts the men's association head, Dr. Koba, he informs her that he is doing this because he can, and the movie ends with her ambiguously being replaced by a Stepford wife robot of her own.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is,
Very glad that I wrote that out, because stumbling through that would have been... Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Go me.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah, it is, and like, what I thought was, like, so interesting, especially the second time I watched it, was, I mean, I did notice it the first time, but it just became way more stark the second time, is, like, how aggressively noisy the opening in New York City is, you know?
Right, yeah, it's like just so, like, loud and aggressive, and, like, you see, like, this mannequin, like, one of the things that really sticks out in this opening, because, like, what we get in this opening is mainly just, like, couple of long shots of Joanna, like saying her goodbyes to the place that she's lived forever,
right.
Packing up her camera and everything, because she's a photographer.
Yeah.
And there's this little scene with her and her kids, where there's a guy carrying a female mannequin across the street, and it's just... I didn't really click that until now that is, like, that was with purpose.
Yeah. To me, like, though I get it, but I was, like, I'm always watching for, like, little visual symbolism and shit, because, I don't know, but I was, like, but it's, like, the thing is, it's, like, it does make sense, but it's also, like, it's not, like, banging you over the head, it's just, like, something that I think is, like, believable to see in the setting as well. And it's just sort of adding to this chaos. I don't know. It's so, I was so immediately compelled by this movie the second I saw that. I was like, oh, this movie's going to make decisions I like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way it, does its visual storytelling is I'm going to enjoy it. And I totally did.
And then, like, it, like, immediately, like, it, like, drops the noise out, and it, like, basically becomes, like, a fucking Simon and Garfunkel music video as they drive out to Stepford, where they're moving to.
Yeah.
And just, like, a complete, like, silencing of everything. Like, that first scene is, like, so loud, like, both visually and auditorially.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything is so, like, wide open and kind of, like, there's just space, even in, like, the couple, like, the big party scenes.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels very open.
Right. And there was definitely, like, moments of, like, not even, like, non-diegetic music playing in the background while the characters are not talking, but just, like, just silence, just complete silence, you know? That were, like, it definitely stood out to me because it's just not something you're used to seeing a lot in film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they move into this idyllic little home in Stepford, which is in, like, upstate New York or something, you know?
Connecticut,
yeah.
If
it's, absolutely, totally.
There's, like, these movers that we see in town, and these are, like, the only, like, not counting Joanna, these are, like, the only normal people that we see in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very, because, like, a scene where Joanna's like, hey, you guys want some coffee or something? And the movie's just like, I can't drink on the job unless it's beer, which is just a funny line.
And also I will say, some of them, like, just have you don't hear it all the time, but, like, the craziest sort of New England accent, beer, you know? It's not that crazy, but it was so charming.
He wants an iced regular, strawberry frosted. I should call Neve in here and have her do her Masshole accent. It's she doesn't have it very strong except for when she is driving or when she is talking shit about the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, classic.
Can I just get the mass? Can you just come over here and just like into the mic? Just hit me with the Masshole donkey order.
Yeah, can I get an ice regular and a strawberry frosted?
Thank you, darling.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Special guest Neve.
And while like all the
Worcester?
I know how to say Worcester.
You're not saying it right.
Not saying. Is she picking up on this?
Oh,
I need
yeah,
to make sure
yeah,
this
yeah.
is good audio. Okay, yeah. Yeah, how do you say Worcester?
Worcester.
yeah, absolutely. All those extra letters are just for nothing.
Yeah.
The emphasis on your vowels is all wrong.
Sometimes just to piss her off. Like we were driving last night, and we were getting in at like 11:30, and we passed Worcester, and I was just like, "Oh boy, we're almost there, Worcester."
Yes, the beautiful. Yeah.
Asking her to pass the Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah. But yeah, so like while the movers are moving things in and like Joanna is sort of supervising all of that,
We meet Carol Van Sant.
yeah, Walter is like just fussing around in the backyard. Carol Van Sant comes in with a, she's moving like beeline, very straight, sort of like back upright, and like with a casserole dish, and I don't know, even if you know the twist at the end, like
Right.
it has to be crazy watching this, like, or for people who just had no idea what the twist at the end still is,
Right.
But like
I think it's also just like I really want to give a major props to like every actor in this movie because they play this so robotically and like really off-putting. There's like there are a couple of scenes when like the robot ladies get like locked in dialogue loops basically.
yeah.
And the way they just like keep walking around a scene and repeating their line feels so very much like a video game glitch. Like her just like her just doing the rest of her animations and playing them out and just like her head is positioned wrong, but she is still like moving the way that she should. Absolutely. It's just really well, like the physicality of the acting here is really good. I really loved how they played that.
Totally. Yeah, so this is our first introduction to like that vibe.
Yeah. And my notes here say it's going to be so hard not to talk about fetish content on this one, and then Carol has some evil pussy vibes. Downright diabolical hole on that woman.
Absolutely.
Every woman in this town has like the evilest pussy in the world.
Oh, fully, absolutely, and all the men are obsessed with them.
Ooh, actually, what is that robo pussy like?
I mean, I'm sure it's like optimized, highly optimized,
I think I'm just very much imagining the idea of just like a port for which you can put a fleshlight in the area, just like all right, that one's too full of cum. Let me just wipe this, like rinse this off.
Yeah.
So, and then like all right, drying it off, and then just like.
Dude, totally.
All right,
yeah,
fucking time.
Modular pussy, 100%.
Exactly. They're all the Stepford Men's Association is very major proponents of neo vulvas in general.
Yeah, kind of definitionally.
They actually are very pro trans. They're actually very pro trans women because they just want more women to make subservient.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like why would we? Why be discriminatory?
Right, more women to disrespect. Why would I stop that? They hate trans men.
Oh yeah, classic. Yeah. It's yeah. Sorry.
No, it's because we like get to later that night and
this is so interesting because like we get to that night and like Walter is going out to get the mail or whatever and Ted the husband, the Mr. Van Sant, like they like see each other and like the way that like Walter speaks with him suggests that they like already know each other, like it's very casual, and which is very eerie.
Like, and Yeah, and Carol also sees Ted like feeling up his wife in the backyard.
Yes.
And like talks to Walter about it later. And Walter is wearing this fucking insane T-shirt. I don't know if you saw this, the fucking Papa Power shirt that he is rocking.
Oh yeah. I mean, it just looks like something his kids made him, basically.
Yeah, kinda. It's just very funny to see that in the middle of this.
You know what's so interesting about Walter's characterization is though, even though like he's like immediately like a shithead, but not like a cartoonish shithead. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Right.
like there's like he like the thing that like really I think the thing that really sells me on Walter's character to me is that like a scene a little bit later when they're at the supermarket and there's that like little car crash that causes one of the robot ladies to go haywire. Joanna's like, wait, the hospital's that way. They just went the other way though. And Walter's like, no, the hospital's. Oh no, you're right. The hospital is that way. Wait, what? That's very strange.
Yeah.
And it's just like a very like I very easy undercut in that scene to just immediately make Walter an unambiguous bad guy who is like gaslighting his wife at every turn.
I thought the same exact thing because I'm like for sure he's just gonna gaslight her, and then he like doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what I read from Walter's character broadly is like he's like this sort of reticent misogynist. He wants to be so badly, but he feels like it's the wrong thing to do. But he's just looking for like the opportunity for it to be allowed. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it's and I think he plays up his regret, maybe even subconsciously, in order to justify his own actions, you know?
Right, because like we don't really see Walter past a certain point in this movie, right? Like he,
Right.
like after Joanna goes to the therapist, I don't think we see Walter again. Am I right?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, because like she goes to the Koba, she goes
Yeah.
to Dr. Koba's like facility, confronts him. We get that like that scary scene at the end of all the Stepford Wives shopping, and like we just don't see Walter. And like it's I think it's very easy to find out which side of this Walter is on, because like I don't necessarily think that Walter is out here like wanting the roboticization of wives, but I think he is also just into the everything that is afforded him by the Men's Association by living in Stepford. I don't necessarily think he is on board with kill my wife, replace her with robot pussy.
But he's also like not he's like not against
Right,
it.
exactly.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. And I think it's a really interesting like middle ground to put this character in. And I think it would have really been easy to just make him unequivocally awful. And I think that is just like, because it's like the most of the real world misogynists you meet are not like Andrew Tate types just like going around saying women are dirt and awful and they belong in the kitchen. And meaning it. Like, you don't hear women belong in the kitchen like as a joke, like rattled
Right.
off, but like that's the kind of like diet misogyny that like Walter is representative of. And I think that's like,
Yeah.
the evil Walter, like the version of Walter that Harry Styles is in Don't Worry Darling, from what I understand about the movie, at least.
Yeah.
I haven't fucking seen it yet because I'm not going to fucking watch Don't Worry Darling unless we do it on this podcast.
For sure.
Like just the unequivocal evil of like, I don't know, I think one guy being unequivocally evil here is all that's needed, and the rest of the guys are just kind of like going along with it. They things feel wrong, but not wrong enough for them. Things are good enough for them to not want to raise a stink.
Right. I mean, you see these degrees of people of the like Charmaine's husband is seems kind of almost gleeful about it, you know, like he
Right, yeah.
and like he's all like you get sort of these suggestions that Charmaine is always sort of or like her husband has always sort of seen her as like a sex object, because like
Right.
one of the first things she mentions to the women when they're like, Charmaine is one of the other non like Stepfordized
Yeah, at the start of the
women
movie,
who-
yeah.
she's like, oh yeah, like he's bought me a rubber suit, you know, like
I started like hyperventilating at that. I was like, am I going to see her in this fucking rubber suit?
I wish, you know.
Like, all the women in this movie are hot in a way that, like, they make me feel like boomer dads felt watching Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angels, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Like, just, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, especially Catherine Ross. I was just, every time she was on screen, I was like, oh, she's just so beautiful in like that classic 70s way with the downturned eyes and everything. It's just
Yes.
but like and then like later when they're doing this sort of like faux women's association sort of thing,
Yeah.
One of the things Charmaine says is like, I don't think my husband has ever loved me, you know? I mean, he
Yeah.
buys me things and that's great. So like that's why I'm like it's a sweet deal. He's fine, but I don't think he's ever loved me. And then after she's been like replaced basically, he's so fucking and her favorite, her little tennis court, which is something that she like was the first thing we were introduced to her as a character, is being torn up. He's like gleefully smoking a like pipe while the like
Right, he's fucking like pack watch R.I.P. Bozo gif of
Yeah.
the dude smoking a huge fucking cigar.
So we do get things like that, you know, absolutely, and then we get like we have like the just the sort of variety of men. Like you have like Claude who stutters and I think like feels emasculated by his own like speech impediment, honestly, and just doesn't trust women to respect him as a man unless he has absolute control over them, you know.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of like almost like pathetic misogyny in that way where it's like yeah.
Right, it's like that is the kind of misogyny to me that is like when I see someone with a "Let's Go Brandon" bumper sticker, I'm like, just fucking say fuck Joe Biden. Why are you being a fucking? I thought you were like the hardcore. I thought you were like a hardcore party. Stop being a fucking pussy.
Yeah, absolutely. Though I will say, "Let's Go Brandon" is maybe one of the funnier things that the right wing came up because
It's hilarious.
it's basically this generation's "Thanks Obama," you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's very interesting. And then yeah, like Walter is kind of in between these spaces. I don't know. He seems sort of like like regretful that like he's not. I don't know. He seems conflicted. There's these moments of like intense conflict after his sort of like initiation meeting into the men's association. He's alone late at night in the den, and Joanna walks in on him, and he's just like he has this sort of like, he just looks very preoccupied and not like particularly like pleased about stuff, and he's like, no, everything's fine. And then he's like, with like tears welling up in his eyes, he's like, Joanna, you know I love you, like, right, like, you know this, I feel like I've really messed things up. And she's like, yeah, of course, right, obviously. And
There's a great to get us back on track chronologically. There's a really good
totally.
scene coming up that that like plays into this, where it's like the first time Walter comes home from a men's association meeting, Joanna is upset with him, and it like ties into the like overall. She is like, Walter, I don't feel like I have a decision in these things. Like,
Yeah.
you asked me if I wanted to move, and then I found out that you had already been looking to sell the house. I found, like, you asked, how do I feel about Connecticut? How do I feel about this house? And then I found out you had already put down a deposit. And then you asked me how you feel about this men's association, even though you have clearly already joined.
right.
It's just very much like he is playing to the idea of his wife being a person, but not actually doing it. Just like assuming that she will go along with him and be a robot about it, and just be like, "Oh yes, dear, excellent decision."
He like knows it's like the right thing to do.
Right, because you can tell, because the way that he's being so fucking sheepish about like joining the men's association when
Right.
because he's like, yeah, they invited me and it's not like a big deal or anything, but it's like, it's a men's only club and they're gonna change it in like 6 months or something. And Joanna's just like, you joined the fucking club already, dude. Like,
Yeah.
don't come to me like this.
It's like he's like embarrassed to be misogynist.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed to be a misogynist because he respects his wife too much, so he needs her to be a thing that he doesn't have
Right.
to be respect or be embarrassed by, you know?
This mental issue cannot be solved. It's not a his issue. It's not a him issue. He just needs to make Joanna fit the paradigm that he has built in his head for this situation.
Absolutely.
Like, she needs to. She is everything is set up for him. He's got this, this delightful, like, cottagecore trad life. Maybe not trad's not. I don't think this is. Is this? I don't know. Is this like trad? I don't know my definition super
It's
well.
like suburban trad, you know?
Gotcha. It's
Yeah.
not Catholic. What trad normally has like a. Does trad normally have like a Catholic tinge to it, or is
These days it tends to. I think it just like depends on how you're using it, but certainly
Right.
like these days it tends to. I don't know. I
But
think,
still, he's got this very nice traditional like rural like suburban-ish life. He has like he's got his club meeting with the boys. He goes to that fucking like you know that photo set that gets passed around Tumblr, like that really poorly lit basement dad party photos.
Yeah.
There's like the guys like walking around like there's like 2 liters of Pepsi and they're just sitting on hay and eating like cold cuts or whatever.
Absolutely.
Like he gets to do that, and the only thing that's really like stopping him from enjoying this is the guilt that he feels about Joanna.
Right.
And obviously the rest of his life can't be wrong. There's only one thing out of place, and it's so much easier to change a single cog in the machine than it is to rebuild the machine.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
It's like he is not a turbo misogynist, but he also is, and he becomes one through sunk cost fallacy in some way.
Right. Like, yeah.
I fucking love this movie. I'm gonna go back and bump my rating on Letterboxd up by 1/2 star after we're done here, I think.
No, it is because I think all these characterizations are so subtle,
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that I think this movie absolutely has, it's charisma. It's a very charismatic movie, and like all the character writing is like so charismatic. And
it's so
in not a
go on,
forced
sorry.
way, Yeah.
Yeah. Like you there is just like Charmaine, Joanna, and Bobby, who we meet shortly after, they have like such incredible chemistry that is absolutely absent from any of their relationship with their respective husbands.
Right.
Like the way that Joanna and Bobby bounce off of each other, and then eventually Charmaine talks to them, where it's like they are people, whereas like when Joanna talks to Walter, it's like, hey, married. We're married.
Yeah.
We have a lot of issues, very obviously here.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, there's some interplay between them, but it does feel like kind of like stilted, and that
there's a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even when they're making jokes, they never find each other's jokes very funny.
Right, like there's like, well, I remember like in like the when like Joanna was talking about, oh my god, I saw Ted Van Sant grabbing his wife's huge begongers in the garden.
Yeah,
and he's like, he just like makes some like ribald joke. I don't remember what the fuck he says,
well,
but
he's
just,
like, oh,
and he's
like
yeah.
And he goes to like grope her, and like, oh, like this, just being playful or whatever, and she's like, no,
right.
Get your soapy hands away from me.
Right.
And it's like it's one of these things that would be maybe charming in a different context, because it's like you think of like how he uprooted their own family, you get it, right? It's just there is this sort of there's very little playfulness between them,
Yeah.
But yeah,
because like it doesn't feel like a deterioration. Like they're not cold to each other at the start of the movie, but there is like a real like because we start the movie with them moving, which is like an inherently stressful situation. Like
absolutely.
I am warm and loving to Neve, but when we were like getting ready to go on this trip or like moving in or whatever, it's like there is a major stressor that I need to focus on that I cannot like. I'm having to rely on our background chemistry that we have in order to,
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
And, like, we never see them, like, operating as, like, a happy, couple, I feel like.
No, definitely not. Whatever honeymoon period was between them is past. It's past.
It's also very funny to me how the kids are not how the kids are, like, not in this movie except as, like, a bargaining chip at the very end. This is not really a critique. It's just funny to me that, like, oh, yeah, that's right, they do have children. I kind of forget about that.
Yeah.
With their shitty fucking mullets.
I know. I love how they're styled. They just look so crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is when we get Bobby. Bobby, I'm curious if this line is in the book because in the remake, her surname is Markowitz, and she makes reference to that being her former line. Like she says, "Hi, I'm Bobby Marco," which is like it's like uptown for Markowitz or something. Just like making and like in the books, there's also references to her possibly being Jewish.
Sure, totally.
But they explicate it in the 2004 version, and I'm interested as to what that decision is. Because actually, now that I think about it, I was looking around and I remember seeing that, like, Bobby is not explicitly called... She is Bobby Marco in the books, but she makes a reference about... In the book, she makes a reference about, like, not being able to go to the church, she says, upper middle class for Markowitz... like a movement from a very clearly Jewish name to Marco, which is, I don't know, like ambiguous as far as background goes.
Totally, absolutely, yeah.
Paula Prentice, and she is just. I know we've talked about this to death. makes me fucking crazy in this movie.
Oh, and she just comes in and she's just this, I mean, absolutely. And I know this is obviously the intention, but she's just this ray of light that comes beaming down from the heavens as soon as she enters in.
Right, like literally, like her first scene is like Joanna is like chilling in an idyllic plane, and it's like the most serenely like positioned scene that we've had yet. And then Bobby like comes over the horizon and is like, "Are you Joanna?" And then like they immediately make fast friends, and then they go eat ring dings and drink scotch, and the Bobby makes some reference about having to smuggle ring dings across state lines or something.
I mean,
I have no idea how tongue in cheek that line is, but it just made me laugh as a concept.
They're just like, yeah, very fast friends, and like you can just feel this sort of like continuous sigh of relief every time they're together, because it's like finally someone who I feel like I can connect with on like a human level, you know, and I don't have to just like, because all the other women are just they kind of are like walking advertisements for like household cleaning products.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it feels so Truman Show. It feels like like I mean, Truman Show very clearly based itself off of this in some capacity. Like, you know, you can see this movie skeleton in a lot of stuff these days. I mean, obviously the stuff like the remake or Don't Worry, Darling. Get Out is also a very obvious comparison.
For sure.
Jordan Peele absolutely drew on this movie a whole hell of a lot for that.
Totally.
I think having seen Get Out in preparation in advance of this made me like so ready to accept Walter, just like immediately being like he's gonna gaslight her, gonna be the worst husband. Like I just fully expected him to be like the Rose Armitage of this movie.
Sure, absolutely.
And him being that weird like grayer area than I anticipated. Like clearly, obviously, still a bad fucking guy, but like he is not downright evil the way that Rose is in Get Out.
Right. He's just more like. In a way, it's more realistic the way he's evil, and that makes it a little bit feel more insidious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems like a guy, you know? just a low-key, normal level shitty guy.
Yeah. Like, I know guys like this. Like, I've worked with guys like this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, so, like, the next scene basically is Joanna in her dark room when Walter calls and tells him that he's been... invited to the planning committee, and if the boys could come down to their place and, you know, just like spin the wheels or whatever, and she's delighted. You can tell that like Joanna's like, cool, maybe these people will have personality, like I'm totally down. I'm down to meet people. She is dressed up in this like just really lovely low effort dress, like, you know, low effort in like in a like a stylish way, you know. It's just this like salmon toned, like long. Oh, she looks so good. It's classic. And they have this sort of like gathering of the minds. Oh my god, the creepiest scene. One of the creepiest scenes to me is when this gray haired gentleman going by Diz or whatever, because he used to work at Disneyland.
Diz Koba.
Like it's just looming, watching her as she's like making tea for another man in the other room, and she turns around and she's like, oh, do you like need anything? And he's like, I like to watch, just like, oh my god, not even like shading it at all. I like to watch women do their little household chores or whatever, and she's without missing a beat, totally unimpressed by the man, not even intimidated a little bit. It's just like, well, you came to the right town for that, which I just think, like, she's just not afraid of or made nervous by men at all. She feels
not in the slightest.
She feels totally confident in the face of them. She's like, there's nothing they can tell me that I haven't seen before, you know. Like, they're just guys, they're just men, and they're just as capable of being boring and tedious as women are, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Which and it's, I don't know, it's an interesting character. It's like not I don't know. I liked it. I thought it like brought a lot to the situation, where it put her in stark contrast from everyone else, you know?
There's a line in here that makes me laugh, which is that Diz Koba is like a graduate of Disneyland, which is just a very funny thing to include in this movie.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't believe you. And he's like, why? And she says something to the effect of like, it doesn't feel like you enjoy making people happy.
Right.
Yeah. So she brings the tea to Claude, who is, again, like I said, like the man with like a stutter.
Yeah.
And the men just
He like presents her this book, right? Of like, here's a I'm an accent freak. Here's a book to say all the words. Say all these words, please.
Yeah. And during the meeting, she's just bored to tears. Like contributing here or there, but just as like it's completely dull, and I get it because they're just bitching and arguing.
Right. This feels like a step up from like, you know, the college business classes that are like, you know, gross minus expenses equals profits.
Exactly. And she's just boredly finishing her drink. Meanwhile, we get cuts of this man drawing her in like pencil. And it feels so threatening, especially the score behind it obviously is trying to heighten the fact that it feels threatening. But as soon as she's like shown it, like she's like very flattered, and I truly think the only reason that she's flattered is because she's also an artist. You know, she's a photographer, and she recognizes this man as an artist. You know, and respects him as an artist, and as you know what I mean, like So it's flattering that in that way, but like I think that is perhaps the only aspect. It is. I mean, it's obviously a very beautiful portrait of her. It looks just like her, and she's a gorgeous woman.
Right. It's one of the few moments that feel like it's a sweet moment, but it also kind of feels like an adult in the room beckoning to a child and being like, "Look, I drew you," or something.
Yeah.
Like it is very it's mildly patronizing in a way that's like, even though it is kind of like, it is the nicest thing that anyone really does for her in this movie.
Right.
But it's still got that undertone of like, oh, you're just something fun for me. I'm just having a laugh here.
Absolutely. Like you're just something beautiful to look at. Yeah. Like a still life, you know. But yeah.
Yeah. We go to our next scene during the day, which is I love this scene. It feels like The Prisoner. Like, have you seen The Prisoner?
I've not seen The Prisoner, no.
I've only seen part of it, but there's like this courtyard that features prominently in most of the episodes, and this just feels like ripped from that. Like, I mean, I would be surprised if The Prisoner was not, I don't remember which came first, but like if one may have been inspired by the other, or probably just pulling from similar sources or something.
Totally.
I think Prisoner was first, but it doesn't really matter. And then Bobby walks in. Bobby and Joanna walk onto the scene. Bobby's wearing like this fucking tied off crop.
Right, because they're at a party. They're at a party at someone's place. I don't think it's the Van Stans, but it might be. Yeah. But yeah, she's, oh my god, this beautiful like turquoise crop top tied off at the waist, and she's just having a
no
ball.
bra, just swanging every fucking which way.
Yeah. Carol,
one of the wives.
Carol.
Is it Carol?
Yeah, it's Carol. She got into a car accident earlier, and she
little fender bender.
Yep. And she offers them a drink, and they're eating hors d'oeuvres later, and she's just like, I'll just die if I don't get this recipe. And then she just sort of like wanders off, and then we follow her kind of just saying that.
This scene is so good.
To different groups of people, and then her husband sees her doing this, and takes off his little like grilling apron, thrusts it on Walter, and and like grabs her by the arm and is like, why do you have to do this in public? Like, kind of
I can't like again, infantilizing, like, I can't take you fucking anywhere type shit.
Exactly. It's so funny, it's so interesting. And like leads her back inside, and then later she's like, the next scene after that is like her apologizing to Joanna and Bobby, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I used to have a drinking problem, that's why Ted moved us to the suburbs away from the city, because it was just the city that was doing this to me, you know. But like I just didn't want you guys to get the wrong impression. I've already talked to Charmaine, and they're like, why are you apologizing to us? Like, did the men put you up to this? And she's like, well, no, but they just reconfirmed my feelings that already existed, and like it's you know, it's like, yeah, she's being forced to do our little humiliation routine, you know, for making a scene, if such a thing actually occurred, you know,
right.
I've seen some messy drunks before, you know, nothing quite like that.
yeah. Listen, like, messy drunks don't get into a fucking feedback loop with their conversation with their dialogue options.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that is also just like highly off-putting to both of them.
Yeah, and then this is when Joanna and Bobby are like, we should start a women's liberation chapter here. We should this town fucking sucks. We need to the men have too much power. We got to fix this. And they
Right.
start like going door to door trying to like gather support, and all the women are like, oh, I'm just too busy baking. And there's a scene where Joanna's like, well, aren't you sort of upset with the archaic way that like this town is run? And the woman's like, archaic?
Yeah. And she has to define it for her. You know, she's like out of date.
Yep.
She's like, oh, I don't really pay attention or care.
Yeah,
about
and she
any
says
of
that
that.
she's like, oh, I'm too busy baking, and there's like this really fun like zoom out that just like reveals a table full of like baked goods.
Yeah, the only woman who seems to bite at all is the woman we mentioned before, Charmaine.
Yeah.
They have like drinks over the patio. She seems, you know, like you can just tell the difference because the women who are not Stepfordy are just like so full
Their
of life,
you can
you know?
you can see their calves
Yeah.
also. Like
Well, that as well, of course, right? And they're out there doing things that enrich their life and don't just enrich the lives of those surrounding them, you know? And this is not to say that like Joanna is even a particularly absent mother. She cares about her children, you know, and the scenes that we have with them, you know.
yeah. It's I don't think Joanna is like a bad mother. I think just the movie just kind of forgets that the kids exist.
No, of course, that's which is, you know. But I think like it's like, you know. But I guess what I mean is like it's not as if these women aren't also taking care of of people surrounding them. They're also just like, you know, human beings with drives that don't necessarily have to do with, you know, like
Yeah.
Charmaine likes tennis, you know.
Yeah, and it's there's God when Bobby and Joanna are like running around town trying to get their trying to like garner support, they like walk into a woman's house without knocking at one point,
Yes.
and she is just getting absolutely cummed in by her husband.
It's so crazy how
It's also like the sex talk is like really weird. Like it's weird. It's off-putting. She's like, oh, Frank, you're the greatest. You're the ultimate. You're the champion. You're the master. Just like a bunch of like superlatives to lay upon him because that's the.
yeah.
Listen, I have never gotten dick so good that I just like kept elevating the level. You know, like super, turbo, ultra, hyper.
Platinum. This is some Diamond League level shit.
Getting fucked, getting fucked, and just like seeing like a fucking Devil May Cry like CBAS
Yeah.
double S triple S ranking pop up next to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, yeah. Ugh.
But yeah. We go to like the first meeting of the women's lib movement, right?
Right.
That's
and it's very awkward. This is where we get a lot of silence, a lot of awkward long silences, because Joanna's like, okay, so does anyone have any questions? Crickets. Does anyone want to start?
And they're all just like staring at her, not menacingly, just like they're awaiting input.
Right. And just, yeah. And Charmaine's the first one to start, and she says that thing that we said, and then, her and Bobby and Joanna start talking, and then the other women join in, but it's all about how, like, their trials and tribulations with housework. And Joanna's like, well, I don't want to control the conversation too much, but let's try to talk about other things other than housework, because it's supposed to be this consciousness raising session, you know? They're supposed to be...
Yeah.
She was like, you should be aware of the fact that you're acting kind of insane right now, you know?
Yeah, and like they completely ignore her and just like it just turns into the fucking Truman Show about
Absolutely.
just like, wow, easy on whatever the fuck cleaning spray. It's that good. Like there's this really funny line that I'm starting to keep referencing. I think you should leave, but I keep rewatching it. Like there's this line where it feels like if I ever become famous, I'll advertise for them for no money ever. I love their product that much.
Yeah, and it's just, they're like, well, okay, fine.
All right. Meeting minutes seem to be 9:00. Started meeting 9:02. Advertisement for Easy On. 9:59. Confirmed the meeting time for next week.
Yeah.
We go to later at night, right? When like Joanna's dog Fred has escaped, the little puppy wuppy.
Yeah. And she gets scolded for walking alone at night. She's like, well, the reason why we moved out of the city so I could walk alone at night. And he's like, yeah, but you still shouldn't. Or you can do it with your husband, but you shouldn't do it alone, you know?
Yeah.
And because she's walked on the property of something. And
this is when God, I forgot his name in my notes at this point. Diz Koba.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten his name in my notes, but I have him down as Dink Dunkle.
Sure, that works.
We just see him, like, as soon as, like, Joanna, like, gets Fred and, like, leaves, we see, like, Diz and Charmaine's husband, I believe, like, pulling out of some estate, and it's just very mysterious. Charmaine's husband is very sweaty.
Yeah.
And we find out later that this is Charmaine, this is, like, the evening of Charmaine's Stepfordization.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We go to the next day, and there's just the way that this information is this is very I like this moment, but the way this information is conveyed is very, very funny.
Yeah,
because like Joanna and Bobby are just like walking around town, and like this woman who we have never seen before in this movie, I'm pretty sure, like she's like older, like I don't think she's Stepfordized, she's just too old to be like anyone's like, you know, stay-at-home housewife. She's just like some like 70 something walking around like in her power walking shorts and a visor.
Absolutely.
And she's like, great news, there's black people coming to town.
She's like, do you think that's good? And which just means the awkward, like most awkward half second before she's like, well, I think it's good. Well, I don't know if I think it's good, but I think it makes sense. We're the most progressive town and blah 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 blah. And they're like, are we? And she's like, yes, we were the first one to get a Chinese restaurant. And it's like, that's very nice. They're both like, that's very nice that you think that. So
yeah, and then she's like, yeah, we also had like a women's liberation chapter, and they're just like, where'd they all go? And this is when we find out that all of the Stepford Wives were a part of this women's liberation movement, like, chapter that existed out here.
Yeah. And they talk to Carol about it, and she just like kind of like, oh, you know, it was just a flight of fancy, and I just didn't find, you know, whatever, I got bored with it, and I'm so over it now. I was just too busy for that to even be thinking about that kind of stuff, you know. And they're like, it just doesn't make sense because it just seems like a completely different type of woman.
I very much like this movie, like setting up and then like immediately going away from the what if Joanna's insane line, because like Bobby is like, maybe we're the crazy ones, and Joanna's just like, don't fucking say that.
Yeah. So yeah, they go to Charmaine again later. Well, yeah. And yeah, it's exactly that sort of like scene we talked about before, where it's like she's just like a completely different woman. While her tennis court is being torn up gleefully, or while her husband watches gleefully that her tennis court is being, and she's like, well, you know, I just want to make him happy now. Yeah.
And Bobby is like, okay, I think the water is poisoned. It's turning women into drones.
Yeah. And they were like, she was like, we just need to find a trustworthy chemist. And Joanna's like, well, I mean, I used to sleep with a trustworthy chemist. And
named Raymond Chandler.
Yeah. And you know, she was like, he was just so romantic or whatever. It was really lovely, and it just never happened. And I married Walter instead.
Bobby's reaction to this is very funny. It's like, oh yeah, you must have left him because he was too busy writing The Big Sleep or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know why this is in here. This left me very confused because it's like, obviously, like, the chemist is not Raymond Chandler. The joke is that he has the same name as the author, Raymond Chandler.
Yes.
But it's just, I am not. The guy who plays Raymond is very funny because they go to his place and they go to like his lab and he's just like, yeah, I can very much confirm you've got water in your water, and
and
he's charming.
He is charming, but the thing, what I think is so interesting about this character is that like, she's trying to go and like doesn't want to reconnect. You know, like that's not the point why she's going. She's going because she has concerns and she feels she can trust this man. And yeah, I mean, he's like, he does kind of talk down to them still, you know? He's charming, but he still a little bit talks down to them. He's like, I don't know what you're looking for.
Right.
He doesn't really take their concerns very seriously. And
neither does Walter in like the next couple of in like the next, because like we have the scene of like Bobby is like, I'm never going to be one of those fucking pan scrubbers. You will never catch me dead. You will catch me dead in the dirt before you find me with a pot and a scrubber in my hand.
Yeah. But like something I want to highlight just like briefly from that like kind of scene is like they're making small talk about how they're very happily married now, and then he like passes her a note basically later that says, "I'm not happy either," and she just basically doesn't respond to it at all because she's like, "That's not why I came here." She just feels like,
Yeah.
and it is that sort of thing where it's like, I think what the movie is trying to tell you is like, at least in this like setting, like men. If you're a woman, men only want things from you. They don't want to have...
Right, and that's the thing. Like, the only people who believe Joanna in any capacity are like, because it's like we get to this therapist later on, and it's like the therapist might not believe the exact how and why of what's happening, but she absolutely 100% unequivocally believes that something is happening to Joanna, and her like earnest advice is, I believe you, get the fuck out of, if it is that bad, get the fuck out of town. Pack up your stuff, pack up your kids,
Absolutely.
pack up the dog, go.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the only woman that we see Joanna interact with outside of the, and like the other man that she interacts with that's not in Stepford is the gallery owner, who is also very charming. I wrote his name down because I wanted to shout him out. Rimac Ramsey.
Yeah.
Because she's like, she just heads off to New York City and is like, hey, I gotta get here's some photos, I want to get them to this exhibition. And the curator is like he's very charming, but again, he's still talking down to her. Like, she's not talking to him about the issues that are...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally, yeah. Like, he doesn't trust... He trusts her to be good with cultivation, but not to be good inherently,
Yeah.
She's like...
Yeah,
he almost respects her. Almost, right.
Almost.
But yeah, so like...
But then, yeah, Joanna gets back, and right. Bobby has gotten got. One of her first lines is like, "I'm going to Sylvia Plath myself if you don't compliment me." She literally says, "I'm going to stick my head in the fucking oven if you don't tell me how cute this fit is."
Yeah. It's in... because before they were just like, she was like freaking out and like, they're like, "We have to move," and then like, and she's like, "Oh, but can you watch my like kids and my dog for the weekend, because me and my husband, we do this every year." And this is another thing. It's like that's like a romantic thing that couples do, but it still doesn't mean that her husband doesn't want ultimate control over her. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like and Joanna's also talks to Walter, and he's shocking, like can we move, and he shockingly agrees immediately. He's like, "Yeah, we'll just shoot for August. Does August sound good to you?" And probably because he knows that's just never gonna happen. It'll be too late by then. But then after they come back from the weekend, Bobby is completely different, and they have this sort of confrontation scene almost where she gets no, I can't remember. Does Joanna like nicks herself right on purpose and says, "I bleed," right? Or maybe it's on accident.
I think this is later, because I think this is because we get two scenes with Stepford Wives Bobby.
That's right.
Because this is the first scene where like Bobby has like completely changed, and it's weird, and it's like this. I can't say this from a vacuum, because I have been exposed to this kind of content and I've sought out some of this kind of content, but this is very horny. Like the scene of her just like being a completely different it is like something about it just oozes like fetish content.
Oh yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense why there is a certain section of people very drawn to this sort of idea.
Yeah,
yeah, and not even in like a loaded way, but just like ooh. Sort of way,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, you can be horny for Stepfordization, but you can also just kind of like be. I think you can be into this without being like the kind of like. Listen, I'm absolutely pot calling the kettle black here, but like Stepfordization is kind of some weird, freaky, horny shit, but you can still kind of be into these kind of concepts without being into the full bore, like, rewriting of someone's personality to be a different thing. Like, there is different sections of appeal for this, I think.
Absolutely.
And there's no surprise. It's not very surprising to me that this did catch on and is now like a niche subculture these 50 odd years later.
Absolutely. Yeah. Joanna is just horrified, and goes to Walter about it, who I believe suggests for her to see a shrink, and she's like, "I'm not crazy," but she does it anyway. She takes the advice, and this is what we were talking about earlier, where she's just trying to I think the main reason why she saw the shrink is like, maybe I can find someone who will fucking listen to me and give me actual advice as what to do here. Not because I feel like I'm insane, but because I need it out, you know? Right. And that's essentially what she gets. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she returns, and I was wrong earlier. We do see Walter one more time before the big climactic event at the end, because she returns home and her kids are missing, and Walter has hidden them.
Yes.
And Walter's just like, hey, Joanna, it's fine. You're just being a little weird right now. I had to do the kids for their safety and everything. And Joanna just like fucking runs and tries to go to Bobby about it, but again, Bobby has been Stepfordized.
Right.
The thing I fucking love this scene. By the reveal of this entire scene is like just top to bottom phenomenal. Like her going to Bobby's because she's like, Bobby, do you know what the fuck archaic means? Because she doesn't. Right. She did like 2 weeks ago maybe.
Yeah.
And does not anymore. And then we realized that the word list that Claude had provided, it formed the basis of the speech that the new wives could have after they'd been Stepfordized.
Right.
Of like, okay, these are the words that you will know.
Yeah, exactly.
And archaic was not among them.
Absolutely.
And then she slices her fingers like, Bobby, I bleed, do you? And Bobby just like immediately shifts into, oh, you cut yourself. Let me go get a bandage for it. And like Joanna just stabs her in the tummy, and Bobby does not react.
Yeah, she
at all. She's just like,
it comes out clean, no blood. Yeah, so she does not bleed. You know, if you prick her, she does not bleed, and And then we see her get stuck. This is the most feels like what you were describing earlier. Of
this,
like,
I fucking love this scene. Yeah, it's so good.
Where
Paula Prentice kills this.
She's just like, she's just, I can't remember exactly what she says, but she just keeps like trying to make coffee and scooping and like dumping it on the floor and just like running into the wrong place and just like, you know, like she's all fucked up, you know? She's like, her wiring's been damaged, you know? And, Joanna gets the hell out of Dodge, you know? She's like, fuck this.
She goes back home and attacks Walter with a fire poker.
Yeah.
This is the last time we see Walter. I keep forgetting how much he shows up in this movie. I really thought that he was just out of this movie for some reason earlier on.
No, but I mean, it's not like he's doing that much other than just kind of being like a piece of shit. She goes, attacks her, and then she,
attacks him.
Oh, attacks him, I mean, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
she like goes to she gets to go to the men's association and with her final confrontation for Koba, and she like goes and she hears her kids calling mommy, and then she walks upstairs to the source of the voice, and it's just Diz in his Dr. Koba in his office alone with like one of those old like reel to reel sound things.
Right. Yep.
Just playing the voice of her kids,
and essentially just like it gives her the little rundown, which is it's pretty brief. It's just like, well, like, we did this because we could and we wanted to, and so we did, you know? Right.
Like, why? Why? Because we can.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a... I really love that. Like, that is a phenomenal line.
Absolutely.
Just, like, chilling. I'm like, no, it doesn't need, like... I don't need a grander design. It's just, I can. I am a man. I can do this. This is within my my mandate of heaven includes the subservience of women around me.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And it's just not any more deep than that. They just don't see women as fully fledged people, so why should they be, you know?
Right, exactly.
Right. It's more convenient if they're not.
Right. He like takes the poker from her hands, and then she screams and runs away, and there's like this chase until she comes face to face with the Joanna doll, her replacement, the Stepford wife that her Stepford wife.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has completely black eyes. It starts like walking very menacingly and like kind of robotically towards Joanna, and she's wearing this like transparent like nightie, this like slip little thing. You can just see everything.
Completely sheer. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and she wraps this like like cloth or something around her hand a couple of times, like tightens and like just walks to the camera, and we get this like freeze frame cut to black as she is like encompassing the entire frame, and we hear Joanna scream, and then we fade in on the supermarket the next day.
I just love this last shot because I just think the camera work is so beautiful, and and it just does it because we follow women, all these housewives, saying hello and greeting
doing their
to
grocery
each other
shopping
and swapping between them. you know, like as they greet each other and make like little meaningless small talk, and it just, the camera just follows us the entire time. At one point we do see that black couple like arguing, lightly arguing in the supermarket.
Yes.
Which was just a nice touch, you know. Well, I mean, you know, just
Yeah.
being consistent with like this doesn't end. This doesn't end with Joanna. This keeps going. She's just another drop in the bucket here.
Right. In the original book, I was talking to my friend Erin about this, who really loves this movie. I was talking to her about the fact that there is like another couple that comes to Stepford after Joanna in the book, and like the movie didn't go into this because the movie's already at like a 2-hour-ish runtime, and like I understand them not wanting to like the narrative does feel very tight in this.
It does,
like I think that adding that extra couple would have been like.
It's just not. It's good for books, but not good for movies. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It would have been. I would have been very interested in how that played out, but I think it would have led to the movie feeling bloated and not quite as tight a narrative as it feels.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then eventually we follow the camera until like we end up with Joanna. And
right, it's like the camera like starts on one woman who like says hi to another woman as she passes, and the camera like shifts its focus to that woman,
right,
who says hi to another woman, and eventually the woman says hi to Bobby, and the camera shifts to the focus shifts to Bobby, and then we get Bobby talking to Joanna, and Joanna just kind of walks towards the screen, looks at the camera, and end movie.
Yeah, and roll credits. Just honestly, yeah, I think it is just. I loved this movie. I was just really blown away. It makes me want to watch more shit from the 70s and like from the you know, just like old shit, you know, because like I feel like it's easy to discount, especially like adaptations that have been redone. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like. There's, I don't know, this sort of recency bias almost.
Definitely.
With that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's a highly recommended film. I think everyone like would do well to watch it because it's going to feel way less trite than you think it will because it really is not that heavy-handed. You know?
No, it's not. It's got a very light touch and like it is like just heavy enough to be the commentary that I think it is angling to be without just like smacking you over the head in it. And also just Catherine
Ross.
Catherine Ross, yeah. Catherine Ross and Paula Prentice are just like...
They're so good. They're so good. I mean, everyone's so good in this. There's really not...
Like, yeah.
There's really not
like, the chemistry between them is just... Like, multiple lines in my notes just say, Paula and Catherine, I need you to go fuck right now. Like, you have too much chemistry to not be having sex.
I know. Oh, and it was just... I was just like... They were just like watching them interact and just have like how much like fun they were having with each other and just like the pure joy that was just this sort of like spirit, like I don't know, like tension release. It just like you could, I don't know, it just like it does such a good job at manipulating your emotions to empathize, to feel what Joanna is feeling, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Just looking for a safe harbor at every point, you know?
Yeah.
Highly good movie.
Highly good movie.
Do we get any questions?
We did. We got a couple from the Discord and one from Twitter. There might be two from Twitter. Hold on. You quote tweeted this, yes?
I did quote tweet it, but I don't believe anyone replied to me from it.
Sounds good. All right. Well, Jasmine Marsh on Twitter at Pidmon asks, ideal homes outside suburbia? Honestly, any home outside of suburbia is an ideal home.
Yeah.
Like, I spent so much of my life living in suburbia because my parents like living in suburbia. Anywhere else, I fucking hate the suburbs.
Yes. I mean, honestly, the thing is about, like, especially more residential areas of some cities, you get these really gorgeous houses, and, like, you don't need to move to the suburbs. I mean, you don't need to move to the suburbs.
You don't need to move to the suburbs. The thing is, like, I live somewhere where I can walk down to the corner store and get a can of beans that I forgot to get when I went to the grocery to buy ingredients for dinner.
Absolutely.
If I wanted to do that when I lived in my parents' place back up in the suburbs, I would have had to either get in the car and drive for 5 minutes or walk half an hour.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where this place is like a 2-minute walk from my place tops.
Yeah. I got a Target spitting distance. I mean, it's not a little corner store, but it's a Target that's spitting distance, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's
Another...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, don't move to the suburbs. PR the Disaster asks, what's the most marriageable fictional robot?
Oh, wow. This is a great question. You know,
It really is.
I'm actually gonna say I think C-3PO is husband core.
Yeah, the thing is, C-3PO, like, the thing is, like, I don't want to fuck C-3PO.
No, of
I'm
course
not horny
not.
about the man. But, like, as far as wifeable robots,
Oh.
C-3PO is, like, number one wife.
I want to see him. Yeah, he should. I want to see his funky ass in a little
I-
frilly like apron. You know.
Exactly, yes, I want to see him baking, like, a stupid little fruitcake.
Absolutely, exactly. No, I think that's prime. That's prime.
God, I feel like I feel like there's a fucking layup for this that I'm missing and I'm very sad about. Why can't I think of marriageable fictional? Robo Kai from the Guilty Gear series.
Oh, sure.
I'll post a gif of him so that you can see what this man looks like.
Yes.
He's here he is. I'm posting it in the bot channel in the server.
Oh, sure. Oh yeah, bot zone. Ooh, hello. Can we get to it? There we go. Yeah. No. Oh yeah,
I like
absolutely.
him. I like him.
I see it. I totally get it.
Last question. Which Disney animatronic would you be most willing to replace your partner with?
Isn't it? So I don't know. This is not my answer, but isn't it crazy? Like, obviously it did, but like they made an animatronic Trump. It's just insane.
Is that the one? Is that the one where they had to, like, that looks really like Hillary, because the running theories that they had to change at the last minute because they just expected Hillary to win?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Just make a new one, guys. Come on, it's not that bad.
The Papa Bear and the Country Bears Jamboree.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I would say I don't know that much.
I don't know
about
too many Disney animatronics, but I do know that one.
Yes. You know what? I trust your judgment here because I know less than you.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Right on.
Recommendations. I got one if you need a sec.
No, go ahead.
My recommendation this week is going to be, it's a movie that I actually did not watch the entirety of because I watched the first, like, hour and then I was like, I'm not exactly packed enough to finish watching this movie right now. So I just, like, let it run and, like, came in and out of the room while I was finishing packing. But I watched Shakespeare in Love yesterday.
Fun.
I really, really liked it. It does have, Neve has a thing that when she watches anything that is, like, based in history, she has a thing where, like, she is really pulled out of it if a character looks like they know what a printer is.
Sure.
And, like, Gwyneth Paltrow before she starts, like, becoming the most transgender character in film history in 1996.
Yeah.
Very much has that, but then fucking Ben Affleck walks onto the screen and, like, it doesn't matter that the iPhone would not be invented for 10 years after the filming of this movie. Ben Affleck's character looks like, not only does he know what an iPhone is, he just finished doing a Google search on it, like, before he entered the scene.
Yeah.
Every time he walks on. But aside from that,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
aside from that, it's a very, very fun movie. I had a great time with it. The transsexual energy happening in that movie is unreal.
Yeah.
Because, like, the first like sex scene between Joseph Fiennes and Gwyneth Paltrow is, like, he unbinds her breasts. And it is, like, so sensual. And it is, like, it's the one fumble for that movie to me is that the movie did not end with Shakespeare playing Juliet and Gwyneth Paltrow's character playing Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the fact that they wound up Joseph Fiennes as Romeo, Gwyneth Paltrow as Juliet, that's a bit of a like, a fumble at the 1 yard line. But aside from that, absolutely delightful movie, phenomenal costuming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody in that movie looks fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Great movie. I loved it.
It's a fun pick, absolutely. My recommendation this week is a little Amazon Prime original called Jury Duty that you've probably heard of. But if you have not, it's the concept of it is basically like it's like a fake, like, or a mostly fake reality TV about, like, jurors on jury duty. Everyone but one person is an actor. And you think, like, there's, like, I like totally understand, like, how you would like if anyone's having this sort of thing, like, I think that's gonna be a little too cringy for me. Seems I don't want people pranking, like, I don't like watching people getting pranked that much. Just trust the show. trust the show to take care of you. It wants you to have a good time. It wants everyone to have a good time. This show it's so funny. It's so funny. And they really did pick the perfect guy to be the Nod actor. I really can't recommend it enough. It is like the like best sort of realization of like what is the sort of like thing that this feels like Joe Schmo sort of things where it's like everyone else is in on a joke except for one guy, but like they're like, we love this guy who's not in on the joke, you know? Anyway.
Yeah.
Just trust.
Yep.
But yeah. That has been Fear Baiting. You can
Yeah. Check us out on Twitter at FearBaiting. Thank you to Matt GameCube for being the podfather of the Noisepace.xyz network, of which we are so gratefully a member of. Thank you to Seda, people you meet outside of bars. Go for our intro and outro music. Go to gaygothvibes.online for more of their music. Thank you to Neve, girlfriend of the Me, for providing our great Massachusetts accent for this episode.
Absolutely.
She's got the real lived experience. Yeah, I'm on Tumblr, Chie Satanakas.
Yeah.
And I think that's all. Blair, thank you for the cover art.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And doing some, like, a little audio editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find my funky ass on twitter.com at Blair Kitsch. And anywhere else you want to try to find me, go for it. Try your best. I'm out there. I'm out in the world. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it.
All right.
So, yeah, until next week, I have been Blair.
And I'm Sarah.
And remember,
you can put a fucked up guy anywhere. Pew, 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 pew. All right. Good episode.